Coming down.
It's sharp. Yes.
Alright, well, did I kind of sort of then answer? Can we pass that back down the chair, please? Thank you. Oh, you got it?
I got it.
I'll take it.
You got it?
I have it ready.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell because the sages for the
Hey, for what? I know.
Yeah.
Okay. So did I kind of sort of,
I was just looking for your thoughts on it. That's what I was after.
okay, so then, were you
There you
then
go.
satisfied?
Yeah.
Or- Okay, cool. Alright, so, again, making sure that the altar is set up. Now, again, I've seen altars set up so many different ways. I've lost track on how many times I've seen them, the different variations of altars that were set up. So it's whatever works best for you. For myself, when I set up for ritual, and again, depending on what type of ritual, and depending on the time of the year, most times my altar would be facing east. There are times that my altar will be facing south or north. And if I'm doing a cleansing type of ritual, then I'll face it towards the west. But again, too, when it comes to the different colors of the candles and the quarters and the elements, colors vary. And I've been telling a lot of my students that you may know that the north is green because you see it that way, because you hear that I'm saying this. But there are other paths where north is not green, but it may be yellow, or it may be the blue, or this might be a standard beige color candle. With everything that I've been shown, it varies. So, with the different pantheons of paganism that's out there, it varies. Some people don't even bother with quarter candles. They just have cauldrons set about, instead of just four quarter candles. So it really varies. But with the altars, I kind of sort of have everything that represents the feminine side, the goddess side, on one side, and of course, I'll have the corresponding candle along with a statue, if I have a statue of my goddess, or sometimes if I'm out on the road, I'll have a little picture of her. Alright, and of course the salt in the water. The God side is, the incense and the censer. Some pagan pathways, they have an altar candle. The altar candle is lit for other reasons outside of it just being that of the spirit, or the center of your altar, the altar where from time to time you hear about the cone of power that raises from your altar. I use my altar candle as my spirit candle, as my fifth element. Because that there, as long as that burns, it burns within me. Alright? I use that candle as me. I am that spirit. Because it's a lot of times, since it's just me doing ritual or a different spell work, it is my spirit. It is my energy. You know, so to a degree, I'm kind of sort of praising myself. I'm being selfish. You know, but it's still within a good sense. And as long as that burns and is bright, I'm going to burn and I'm going to be just as bright. So, you know, it puts out there for me. You know, it just makes everything that I'm doing that one connection. You know, everything just being one. Just a sidetrack note. I tell a lot of my students too that time is a 4-letter dirty word, but I kind of twisted it around, and I did it as time stands for to transmit, to infuse, to manifest, and to emerge. And with ritual, we transmit our love, we transmit our thoughts, we transmit, you know, our energy, and we infuse it with, you know, everyone that we're doing the ritual for, or that we're doing that spell work for. We infuse them with our energy, with our love, and with our conviction. And we help them, as well as helping ourselves, to manifest into being something more than just what we were 5 minutes ago. And by the time everything is over and done with, we emerge out on top, happy, content, and fulfilled. So that's just to put a little side note in to that. Alright, the other one, this here, magic circle is open using an athame, wand, staff, or your first 2 fingers. You know, when I first started out, that's all I had was my first 2 fingers. You know, I didn't have the money to buy a wand or to buy an athame or a sword or a staff. You know, that's all I had. But it was also just as easy for me to visualize my light coming from my 2 fingers back then than it would have been anything else. And then when I found that branch that became my first, you know, wand, I connected with that branch, and it was also then easy for me to see that light being stemmed from that, from that wand. You know, it's like a lot of times too, I tell people, willow branch, took the bark off, took a Dremel tool, and carved little squiggly lines in it. Here's my wand. It's that simple, you know. Those who are good with whittling on wood, you can make this even better, you know. But this is what I came up with, you know. So I mean, it's always easy.
And it's more meaningful when you make your own. It
True.
doesn't have to be perfect.
Your energy's in it.
Yep,
Yes.
counts.
I have the one with the sparkly thing on
The
it. LED lights.
Yeah. Our friend Tony has the one with the little gem on it. It's like
it's a crescent moon.
it's a crescent moon with a little gem on it. It's not made of wood at all, and you know she's been using that for years.
Yeah.
Crystal and-
It's a pewter wand with a an aurora borealis crystal in the crescent moon with another little stone in the center of that. Yeah. Yes, I mean, you know,